Finally, with this, the crystal skull is mine. Carefully, carefully. Aha! No, 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 no! A curse, a blessing, a computer, a piece of art. These are but a few ways the crystal skulls have been described, and none more so than the Mitchell-Hedges Skull. As mentioned in the last video, which you should check out if you have not already, the crystal skulls were said to have been revered by the Mesoamericans. Some say that the skulls were created by these ancients, others say they come from Atlantis, and others claim they are alien artifacts. And of course, many just state that they are nothing but a hoax. Do the skulls contain mysterious power? Well, I doubt it. But one lady spent much of her life claiming that the Mitchell-Hedges Skull, known as the Skull of Doom, does. Anna Mitchell-Hedges was only a young girl in the year 1924 when on an expedition with her father in the ancient town of Lebanton in modern-day Belize. Frederick Mitchell-Hedges was a man with ideas of grandeur, regularly claiming to make many discoveries, which tended to have already either been documented for years or maybe even sometimes centuries. And he even said that he discovered Atlantis in Honduras. He even had his own radio show in the 1930s, where he would tell of his Indiana Jones style adventures and how he wrestled snakes and escaped native tribes and found treasures. In 1924, Frederick was looking to find another such adventure and brought Anna along to explore the ancient ruins in Belize. While walking in a pyramid complex, which was a dig site, Anna discovered the skull hidden away in the site under an altar. And this is of course where the story starts to get a little weird. Instead of publishing the finding, or really doing anything you might expect with it, Anna kept the skull, and it was not spoken about. Even in his writings, Frederick did not make any mention of the skull, despite writing extensively about his trip. Others present at the time of the excavation recorded neither the skull nor Anna's presence at the dig. Despite this, the skull emerged in 1943, but Frederick himself made very little claims about it, only briefly saying, in an older edition of his life story, that it was at least 3,600 years old, and according to legend, it was used by the high priest of the Maya when he was performing his esoteric rites. It said that when he willed death, with the help of the skull, death invariably followed. And this is exactly what Anna began to claim. Anna claimed that the skull gave her insight into the future, including allowing her to see JFK's assassination. She also claimed that it had cured diseases and even killed someone. From the 1970s onwards, Anna took the skull on various tours and allowed it to be studied, but withdrew it from study when experts began to say it was a fake. Despite this, people still flocked in their thousands to see the skull and to use its supposed supernatural abilities. And Anna kept a tight watch over the skull until her death in 2007. This is quite a crazy tale, but it's even odder if the skull is fake. Since Anna's death, researchers have discovered that the skull was a replica of a European skull and that it was made using modern tools. Researchers had once believed that Frederick had planted the skull in the dig site for his daughter to find, but more recent research into the skull also seems to suggest that the skull was bought by Anna's father in a market in 1943. This would mean that the story of Anna being at the dig site was a hoax, and it makes the rest of the claims seem a bit more crazy. Possibly Anna had the same ideas of grandeur as her father, or maybe she really believed what she was saying about the skull. But whatever the reason, there are people today that are convinced the skull is a real thing and that it holds mystical powers which we are not yet ready to possess. Some even believe that out there are 12 other skulls that, when brought together, may save us from the apocalypse. What do you think? Where do you think the skull came from? And do you think Anna thought it was real? Leave your comments below, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to think on this topic. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to share it to sites like Facebook, Reddit, and of course Twitter. Tune in next time as there's more videos coming very soon.